paper boy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This old world's confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whispered, kid, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go through how exactly to put on and take off the uniform. So the first prime example would be what you have to wear underneath. Right now, the top halves of Do Your Honor Perfect. We have a band t-shirt. Also keep it clean, do not get stains on it. We want these to stay as white as possible. Otherwise, just athletic shorts is preferable. Also nothing inside the pockets. You won't be having your phones out there inside the stadium anyway. So everything will be coming off, including any sort of jewelry and watches as well.
This goes for any piercings as well.
Last but not least, the most glaring. Even if you have socks, that is a painting called The Scream by Edvard Munch. You cannot be wearing those when you're on the field. Same thing goes with white socks or anything that is not black. Luckily, uniform teams should have extras, but don't always depend upon them because they only have a limited amount.
And also, if they run out and you don't have any black socks, we've got some black electrical tape that will go fairly high, and then you have the pleasure of ripping it off at the end of the game. So bring your black socks.
Now that the correct socks are on, we will start actually putting on the uniform. It is very important that you do not put your shoes on before you put on your pants. Especially with our new uniforms, they have snap clips inside of the pant legs. So if you were to put your shoe in there, it'll unclip, and then there's another problem on our hands. But otherwise, it is very, very important while you get your uniform ready. The pants will have to go on first. And what you will do is then take your pants, lay them down on the ground, and then you will find a chair inside the band room and hang jacket up like so. So that way it doesn't get wrinkled, stepped on, or anything is damaged while you're getting ready. You should have a nice pair of unwrinkled pants, since you should have put away your uniform correctly the last time you wore them. Once again, be very careful while putting your foot through there, so you do not catch the hem or the buttons that are on the inside of your pants. You can always adjust these to whatever height is preferable, whatever will make you feel most comfortable, and will keep your body nice and free, so you can be able to have plenty of breath support, and so that your pant legs are not too low.
That is probably the most important thing, is that your pant legs are not too low. That way when you're marching, your heel doesn't catch the bottom, and you don't unsnap your pants accidentally. So keep that in your mind most when you're adjusting your straps up here.
So just like the pants, your jacket will also have a button on the inside that may have been buttoned, may have not. You want to also be careful with those, as you do not want to undo them. Otherwise, it is always very, very good to have a buddy when you're putting on your uniform, because you can only do so much yourself. So as Devere will demonstrate, you will help me do these buttons that may be a little hard to reach.
However, you still can do them on your own, but it is always good to have someone right next to you. You can really do this in any order that makes it feel the easiest for you. There are many ways of doing it. That's just kind of up to you. Many people will need help with their collars right here. These are sometimes very tough to get buttons.
Yes. And then last but not least, as you get ready to get fully finished, you will have a band hat that you would have either kept in good condition from previous years, or you would have just purchased with your band bills. So then what you'll do is you put this on your right shoulder, put it right there, and then snap it up. Because when we march over to the stadium, we'll be wearing shakos. Now, just a quick little term definition. This is your band hat. Your band shako is inside this box that Devere will show you.
And one quick little thing. These boxes that your shakos are in are kind of interesting to open. So let me give you a demonstration of how to open them. All right, so let's take a look at your shako box. you will see these two little levers or handles or whatever, or snaps or buttons or whatever you want to call them. And you'll take two hands, one hand on either side, and you're going to lift up on them with your fingers. It may take a couple tries, or you can grab them like this. And they should just pop up, and your Shako should be sitting in here like this. Now, one thing to mention when you're putting on your Shako, there's this thing inside here that you can adjust to make sure that your head fits properly, okay? When you put it on, make sure it's got a nice tight fit. You'll bring this down. Sometimes when you get it adjusted in the first part of the season, then you can just kind of stretch it down and it should be good to go. You'll take this thing and put it over. That way, this thing isn't hanging down, okay?
So to start off with some different Shako care guidelines, it is important to hold your Shako just like this, with either your left hand or your right hand extended off. And this is to make sure that the bill does not bend or have any damage done to it. Another thing is when Dr. Albert mentions that we can switch to our band hats. Otherwise, as we are starting to take off our uniforms and put away our Shako, the Shako will just be placed like this, back into the box. Make sure that it is upward like this. We do not want the Shako to be like this, because when we put it away, that puts the bill on bottom, and that will start to bend it. So that is why we do it like this. It is also very common for people to put gloves and the rubber bands inside of their Shako box. Just make sure that you put them right inside the top of the hat. Well, now that we have our uniform fully on, except for our drill masters, which we would just simply put on like any other shoes, you would untie them, put them on, and tie them back up. I'm starting to ponder some of the mysteries that surround band uniforms and how, like, maybe some rules could help us understand some of the more mysterious parts of them. I wonder. Band uniforms. They have eluded the concept of all humankind for millennia. It seems that they are shrouded in mystery, but realistically, it is not that hard for you to wrap your mind around uniforms here at UNK. All you need to know is the rules surrounding them and all these concepts.
Please consider the following.
Nice tat. Bap. No tattoos in uniform, guys.
No nose rings. Hey, sick makeup. Can't be in uniform.
Oh, son of a heck. No swearing in uniform, guys.
Oh boy, I am so excited to be able to enjoy a very nice snack after I put my uniform on. It was such hard work.
Greg, are you eating in uniform?
Of course not. There is only one thing that can out Pizza the Hut, and that is apples and water.
Oh, well, hello. It is us from the future.
But not the present, because that's not how time works.
We forgot to mention one thing, and that was facial hair. Facial hair needs to be well kept and groomed, kind of like mine, and not like Greg's side, who you can see is very stubby. If that is the case while you are in uniform, we will shave it with a dull razor. All right, Greg, come here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't go outside the Fine Arts building without the full uniform on.
Oh.
Dingus head. Alright, and I will actually start taking off my uniform. I already took off my drill masters, and I put them inside my bag. Next will be my gloves, and simply I would either put this inside of my Shako box, or put it inside the pocket of my drill master bag. I'll go ahead and just let them down here for right now. Next will come the band hat. Now, of course, as you have seen many other band members, you could wear this any other time during the year. But otherwise, I keep my band hat inside of my house, and I hang it up right next to where I keep my uniform. All right, and Devere will come out and help explain to you how to take off the uniform while I demonstrate.
Okay. So one thing that you can do is you can get a buddy to help you take off your uniform. Otherwise, if you're doing this on your own, you'll take your right hand and take the buttons off of your left shoulder. Okay. Next will come the snap buttons and the zipper. Most people can do the collar on their own, and you'll take it off. And once you have your jacket off, you should set it on the back of your chair to prevent weight wrinkling. That's one thing you want to make sure of, is to prevent a lot of weight wrinkling. Next, you'll undo the buttons and unzip your pants, and you'll take those off. And one thing you'll do right away when you get your pants off is you'll hang them up on your hanger that your uniform came with. Okay.
So, just a little bit to mention, Devere will help me actually hang these up. Hanging up pants I've always found is easier with a buddy, but the thing you're going to want to find is the seam. The seam is really easy to find right away. If you try to do it the wrong way, it'll start to poke out just like that. So simply just find those seam lines, grab on, and that's one pant leg. Go down, do the same exact thing on the other set of pants, or pant, I guess technically. And then you would just simply line it up. And then when you're done, this is what your pants should look like. This is when it's a good spot for your buddy to go ahead and grab the hanger. All right, and then as the pants are looking like this, you could do this before you grab onto the seams, or since we are able to pull, go ahead and zip up that zipper and button those buttons, just like so. And now that my buddy has the hanger, they can undo that, and then they'll find a good spot. It might help to line up the seams. All right, once you get that lined up, you go ahead and do that. One thing that you may notice on some uniforms is that some uniforms may be a little too big for the hanger, and that's okay. You just need to continue to straighten it out and pull it up. But as you do pull it up, it may start to bunch, and then you just need to make sure you straighten it back out. But then your pants should go ahead and look something like this. Very straight. Both layers, you can lift up one set of pants, and it'll be the same thing underneath. And then you have that.
And next, once you have all your pants folded correctly, you will put on your jacket on the hanger, and you'll button and zip everything just like you would as if you were on the field. Okay? So make sure every button is buttoned and every zipper is zipped.
All right. And then once you get all that buttoned up, zipped up, and the neck clipped, you should be good to go. So then once you're finished, this is what your uniform should look like. Once again, the buttons and the zipper is zipped, and the zipper and the buttons are done on the pants. Now, we'll go to the back. As I mentioned, I'll put my gloves in here. Go ahead and zip those up. Then you will go ahead, put the shoulder in. One thing you're gonna wanna make sure is the only thing that should sit in the bottom of your bag will be these little loops that go on your shoulder. If any part of your pants is starting to bunch up at the bottom, that means that you did not fold it in half enough on the hanger, and you might just need to redo that. But otherwise, you'll go ahead and put it in here temporarily as you drive back home. Make sure it just looks nice and straight inside of here to prevent wrinkles. Zip it up, and then you'll be good to go home. It is very, very important that when you get home, you'll unzip the bag, and then you will hang it up openly on your hanger or inside your closet. So that way it can air out, and all the sweat and gross things that human bodies naturally do not just settle inside the uniform. That'll help these brand new uniforms last longer, smell better, because your uniforms will be very stinky.
Like Greg.